Hey there, it's Keith Hayden, the digital novelist, here with day 6 of my 30-day challenge learning Korean exclusively with AI apps and tools. This is all part of a massive experiment that I'm going to be documenting in my upcoming book, The Tower of Babbling 2.0. It's an updated version of my first book where I talked about all about how to learn any language. You don't have to learn Korean, whatever language you want, Spanish, Russian, Japanese, whatever. This is going to give you an idea of what you can use today's cutting edge tools to do and how you can speed boost your way to fluency or literacy or whatever you want with your language goals. So you head to my website, it's a link in the description, find out more about the book and how to get involved with it. So today's recap. I wasted a lot of time today. Well, I shouldn't say it's a waste of time, but I wanted to check out other apps. As if you followed this challenge, then you know I've been using mainly ChatGPT and primarily Google Gemini because Gemini is just so strong at language recognition, pronunciation, everything you need to learn languages. It's plugged into Notebook LM, which is an amazingly powerful study tool. I've gone over it many times, and it's become my primary hub. As you can see, all of my transcripts and notes from my studies. Today was day 6 so far in this Notebook LM, and I can make flashcards, I can make a quiz, I can make all these other things. But today I decided to step out from that and try something out of the main tools. And it led me to a revelation that I will go over after I go over this. But the first one I tried, all I did was Google learn Korean with AI. What's the best tool? The top sponsored was this JumpSpeak. JumpSpeak, you've probably seen their ads on Facebook if you're still a Facebook person. If you're on other social media, I don't know if they're as big on there, but they're one of those companies that advertises everywhere. And they clearly have a lot of resources for advertisement. So I spent my first 10, 15 minutes trying to figure this thing out. And, first thing I do when I try these new apps is I'm always like, how much? How much? Because I know this is a completely AI app, and it basically gives you AI, it combines AI videos with AI speech to give you a very customized experience. And apparently, a lot of people like it. You can see all these testimonials. Who knows how legit they are, but let's assume they're legit, right? So I'm not going to go through it again because I already went through it. But essentially, if you try their 100 days, they're going to take you into their onboarding flow. And this is, for me, this is the first red flag right here. I've tried a ton of language apps over the years. And anytime I see multiple languages like this, that tells me that the app, because most people go in, they don't want to learn all these languages. They just want to learn one language. So it's like you can learn all these languages, but they don't specialize. So the apps that I tend to stick with over the years tend to specialize in whatever language. It was the same when I was learning Japanese, when I was learning Chinese. It was the same thing. And so if you click on Korean, it's going to take you through a flow like what are your goals? And then there's a little test, and then after you get through the test, it assesses you, and then they get you to, I'm just going to fast forward to this screen. Right now they have a Black Friday. If you're watching this after Black Friday's over, then you probably missed out, but if you're watching this the day I post it, November 18th, then 75% off. Not a bad deal. But when you go to get my plan, of course they wait until the price at the end. They've got lifetime 69% off, 269. I'm not sure if that's with it off or not. It doesn't matter. Point is, when it comes to these types of languages, basic language learning apps, they are probably using ChatGPT or Google Gemini's API. And if you don't know what that means, that's essentially they have a key to plug into. They are basically created a nice, pretty wrapper around ChatGPT and Google Gemini that specializes in language learning. They probably don't have their own model. And bottom line is, you can do the same thing that you could do with this app in Google Gemini, in ChatGPT. You do not need to pay another, especially if you're already paying for Google One to get the AI access. If you're already paying for ChatGPT Plus or ChatGPT, I think it's called Pro, is their high tier, then why would I pay for another tool that's essentially just a front for the it's just a wrapper for what I'm already getting with ChatGPT and Gemini. But that being said, you may not want to deal with the complexity of Gemini and, the blank screen, and same with ChatGPT. You may just want something like JumpSpeak to give you that very crystal clear language learning experience. And if that's you, then maybe JumpSpeak is your jam. But all I know is I went through their flow, and I am being strict with the 30 minutes, and I spent 10 to 15 minutes going through their flow, and I was like, I'm not learning any Korean, and I'm not going to sign up for another AI tool when I already have really good ones that I'm already paying for. So, up to you. There's a lot of these apps out there. I feel like JumpSpeak is one of the more visible ones and was more paid. Once again, I did not try it. I did not pay for it. I don't want to sign up for their trial. I'm not interested, but maybe you are. You can look them up if you're interested. What did I do with my last 10 or 15 minutes? Well, I went back to Google Gemini for my day 6 review, and you can see here that I'm preparing to give myself a little quiz tomorrow. Tomorrow is day 7, so it'll be 1 week since I started learning Korean, and I plan on doing a little bit of a recap of how it's going so far, how I feel about my Korean, because I have been actually practicing every day, so it's been really good. But yeah, this was another good session with Google Gemini, and that was really it. I did the Gemini live voice, and I was done. So that's going to do it for this recap. A short one, not really much to say, but beware that there are a lot of, I'm not saying JumpSpeak is a scam, but there are a lot of apps out there that are selling basically what you can get from ChatGPT or Gemini or Claude. They are selling that, but it's not really any different from the experience. Like, I would ask myself, if I was going to pay for it, what can I do with that app that I can't do with ChatGPT or Gemini? And the answer is usually not much. They just make it a little bit easier to do that specialized thing. So be careful. Do your research. That's going to be it for this recap, and I will see you in the next one. 안녕히 계세요. Bye.